𝗥𝗲𝘀𝗀𝗶𝗶𝗵, greetings Majida at home. Welcome you back to this insightful podcast. This is the Lekgotla Podcast, the men's corner, where we discuss issues related to men and male students with the hope and the aim to enhance the holistic well-being of a male student. I'm your host, Omphemetse Sothomela, the man, the myth, the legend. And to this episode, I'm not alone. And I would call it an exclusive episode because we are joined by none other than the executive director of the Student Affairs. Sir, greetings and welcome.
Good afternoon, P. How are you?
I'm good, sir. Yes, I was tempted to ask you as to how you're doing, but I remembered my mother told me that if you ask an elder how they're doing and they say they're not doing well, what are you going to say?
Going to help them.
Yes, so possibly let's get to know who you are and dive briefly into your upbringing.
Thank you very much for the question, MP. My name is 𝗪𝗪𝗀𝗪𝗪. I was born in Port Elizabeth. They call it now 𝗥𝗲𝘀𝗶𝗵𝗏. I did my lower primary education and higher primary education in Port Elizabeth. I did the lower primary at Lamani Primary School, Masangwana Secondary School, and I also went to 𝗂𝗶𝘀𝗶𝗵𝗏 High School. And then in 1985, I then enrolled at Vista University at 𝗧𝗲𝗺. Vista now has merged with Nelson Mandela University. It's no longer in existence. So I studied them from Jan up to June. And the reason why I studied for 6 months is because that year there was a state of emergency. And most young people were detained. And I happened to be one of those young people.
So you were detained 6 months into school?
I was detained 6 months into school, and it was almost over a year. And then we were released the following year, which was 1986. Obviously, what that means, I lost 2 years of academic period. And then I could not go back to university. I then started looking for work. And fortunately for me, Standard Bank hired me, and I was a teller. And then, then I progressed within the university career.
So you went back to university now?
I actually enrolled part-time while I was at university. So I then obtained my BCom degree in 1989. At that point, I was still working for
Standard Bank.
Yes. And then I left Standard Bank in 1991, and I joined UPE. At the time, it was Port Elizabeth Technikon.
Oh, yes.
And then I worked at Port Elizabeth Technikon for almost 10 years. And from there, in 2003, I joined Vaal University of Technology as a director of student affairs. I worked there almost 9 years. And then I joined CPUT. And then from CPUT, I joined the university here in Qwaqwa as a director. And I think I worked here for almost 2 years. Then an opening happened at UniZulu. I joined UniZulu.
Sure.
As a dean of students. Yes. So I worked there almost 18 months. And then I joined UFS again as executive director. So my journey really in terms of schooling was quite a little bit tough because I was brought by a single mother. And we were 5 siblings, all males. And obviously you can understand the challenges that we are facing as males. And you will not believe me. The houses adjacent to me were shebeens.
Sure.
In front of my home, it was a shebeen. At the back, it was a shebeen. So I navigated my young life in that environment.
That's fascinating, but I think what we're really interested in is how did you navigate through that space, and really, and the whole entire space of being through hardship, joining the university, before joining the university, and having not good background in terms of the surrounding, the environment, and yes.
I think what kept me in line is because at an early age of 12, I joined martial art. Obviously, the sport was judo, and the values of judo are such that you are always, on the right side of the law, because they talk about discipline, they talk about humbleness, and also the teachings are such that you stay away from, misuse of things. You stay away from all these negative things. It's the teachings within the sport.
Nice,
So I think also my mother was very, stricter, and I think with those two interventions, they helped me navigate the negative space where I grew up.
And another fascinating thing is that you actually went back to study, but to someone, you had a salary working in one of the companies that we see as banks that we see as great. What motivated you to go back? What was the rationale behind?
I mean, growing up in a township and also surrounded by people who were not highly educated, but who were trying their level best to be better persons in the community. One wanted to be a better person in the community and come back and improve the surroundings.
Yes.
And that for me propelled me to want to be a better person, because I came from a very humble background. And also knowing what I wanted to achieve in life was also a motivator. And that kept me going.
Nice.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the challenges of young men today. Which challenges do you identify that needs meticulous attention?
For me, it's going to be drug abuse. It's going to be, substance abuse.
Yes.
And obviously, I understand the challenges young people are facing. There's peer pressure. There is a society where ethics, it's something that has decayed a long time ago. And young people are navigating the space that is not conducive for their development and enhancement. So you need to be a stronger person. You need to be very resilient to navigate the space.
Sure.
The space is not conducive. I mean, communities where we come from, even today, it has been encroached, it has been infested by people who are selling drugs to young people. And our young people must navigate that space. It needs some resilience. It also needs people who are positive out there to advocate the non-usage of drugs and alcohol.
I think resilience is not really inherent. So what would be your advice to a young man, maybe your young self as well?
My young self is you always have to insulate yourself by choosing who your friends are. Remember, nobody forces himself to be your friend.
Nice.
You choose.
Yes,
the friends.
Yes.
People come to you and have a conversation with you, and you choose to continue talking to them going forward. But if you
so you can filter the kind.
You can filter. If you're resilient, you can filter. And my mother used to say, Temba, I do not like that friend. I said, Mama, that person is my friend. I said, but my son, be careful. Obviously, you start,
paying attention,
and really trying to test what your mother was saying. And if the person seriously is moving in a wrong direction, you need to insulate yourself and withdraw.
So what I derive from that is that one of the key things that we as male students should look at is the advices around us. Am I right on that? And what is the significance of that?
Not all advices around you are positive advices.
You got that.
You got that. Remember, you have goals as a person, and you have ambitions. you need to associate yourselves with people that think like you,
Like-minded
people
people.
that want to be like you. If you want to be a medical doctor and you are a young person, you need to find a way of interacting with such people because they will motivate you. You will mostly do like things. In that way, you are insulated. You can navigate your space and achieve the same. The peer pressure sometimes is positive as well as negative. I was now referring to a positive. If you want to be like others, that's a peer pressure because you've got your friends that are becoming doctors and you
The positive
the
one.
positive one. You
Yes.
want to be a doctor. Hence, I said earlier on, you also need to acknowledge your limitations. Although becoming a doctor is a good thing, but don't want to be because your friend is. You need to look at what is it that you are capable of doing and what is it that you want to do in life about yourself. And then your energy must go in that direction.
So the best person to play the character of me is me.
It's yourself.
Yes.
It's-
Yeah. So now, maybe let's wrap it up by saying the legacy that you want the young men to remember you, the university, the space that you influence.
Young people must understand that they have the talent and God gave them the talent and they must use the talent. They should never underestimate what God gave them. And in my space, fortunately or unfortunately, I am able to identify talent.
Nice.
And it is my passion to see that talent nurtured. Because I have the power and the resources to do that within my space, I would always provide resources so that that talent is nurtured.
And
Because-
it multiplied.
Because if you do that, it multiplies. And then if you do that, your legacy remains.
Sure.
Because what you planted, there is someone who's going to see it grow.
Nice.
You don't plant and just leave because no one is going to water that thing that you planted.
Sure. Yes, sir. So I must say we really need more people like you, and we really appreciate you. We appreciate your time, and thank you for having a conversation with us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. From me, that's the end of today's episode. Meet us on another episode. I'm your host, Omphemetse Sothomela. Say it with me, the man, the myth, the legend. 𝗧𝗲𝗀𝗶𝗶𝗵.